What's up, team? Coach Shauna here. So I am going to top off our 10 tips for party season prepared with portions. Today we are going to talk about how we are approaching what is on that table with all those hors d'oeuvres, all those little snacks, how we're going to plan what we want to put in our body to make sure our bodies are getting exactly what it needs, and how we make sure we get some minimums in, because believe it or not, instead of focusing on we don't want to do this, we don't want to do that, if we focus on getting in some minimums no matter what, we set ourselves up to feel satiated and to feel good and to feel successful in having an awesome time while also doing some really great nutrition, giving our bodies some great nutrition, and setting ourselves up for the next day or the next week, right? So the first thing that I want you to be mindful of when you're going to a party is I want you to be checking in. I want you to be considering questions such as, how hungry are you? Did you come prepared to eat? What are your priorities? What are these questions? So knowing how hungry you are is going to help you gauge, are you going to be mindlessly snacking? Is that going to be your default? We don't want that to happen, right? But if I'm not super hungry, I might be inclined to just snack a little bit. Or if I am super hungry, then I need to know, my default might be go right to the cheese platter. So I want to be aware of that and have a plan for what I'm going to do. If I didn't get to eat before I headed to the party, which is always an awesome tip, then I need to know how my body is feeling to set it up for success. What are your priorities? Are you focusing on, still getting in your protein, carbs, and fats? Are you trying to be stricter about what you're eating because you have a specific body composition goal, right? So knowing what your priorities are you training the next day? Do you need to make sure that you fuel your body properly for next day's training? Is going to help you with a focus for your party, which is my next tip, to have a focus. Are you choosing to indulge today? Do you still need to get protein in? Do you still need to get carbs? How many more servings of veggies do you need? Having these thoughts in your head as you're at that party is going to help you feel in control of your food choices, provide you with confidence for your food choices, and again, provide you a focus when you're headed over to the different tables or if someone is walking around serving different food options, right? So you need to be paying attention to the whys behind what you're doing. Very important. Tip 3, be intentional. Your body still needs to have good foods in it. You need to find the balance between indulgence and nutrition, and you need to pay attention to what you're eating. Being intentional with what you're doing sets you up to feel good, to have an awesome time at the party, but also to provide your body with that nutrition, which is first and foremost why we eat food. Okay. So you've got your plan, you've got your focus, you're intentional with what you're eating. Now you're going to put it all on a plate. You want to do this because this is going to help you with what this whole presentation is about, that portion control. You want to see what you're eating. If you stand there and just snack off of the layout in front of you, then it's going to be way easier to eat, a half a cup of nuts, a whole bunch of cheese and crackers, a whole bunch of chips, right? Versus if we put it on a little plate and then we can control how much we're consuming. And you can give yourself how much you want to plan on having. Very important. You need to be mindful of fats. Fats are going to be your calorie trap at a party because they are super easy to eat, they're super easy to overeat, and they're always paired with awesome stuff, right? Again, going back to that handful of nuts, if you're not putting it on your plate and you're just sitting there snacking, we all know we can easily eat 300 or 400 calories of nuts. And calories don't matter so much, but it's our way to track total quantity of food, right? So we're mindful of how much fat we're consuming because it is the most calorie dense. It has 9 calories for 1 gram of fat. So it adds up very quickly, but it's not super filling. So it's easy to eat a lot without noticing. Make sure you have balance. We don't want to sit there and eat 10 cupcakes because then we're going to feel like crap from the sugar high. And we also need to make sure that we're giving our body nutrition first and foremost, right? So maybe consider challenging yourself that for every sweet thing you eat or for every really high indulgence, so say like, the chocolate cupcakes, you encourage yourself to have some deli meat or some vegetable sticks or something like that, so that you're making sure that you're balancing out, no matter what, always good nutrition. Shoot for minimums. Now, I mentioned at the beginning of this that we are, instead of saying, no, don't do this, we are going in with a plan of what we are going to do. If you shoot for minimums of how much protein, vegetables, and carbs you have, you're always going to make sure that you stay satiated, which is the most important thing when we're at parties, because when we're satiated, we make good food choices, right? So if we're hungry and we don't have a plan, then we end up just trying to shovel food in our mouths, and then we feel like crap after. So consider shooting for 1 to 2 palms of protein. This is going to make you feel very satiated. It's we almost always, most of us struggle with getting in enough protein. So you're going to be getting your protein for the day, and you're going for a palm. So that's going to be about 25 to 30 grams of protein. Okay, you can find that in your deli meat. You can find that in the little hors d'oeuvres that they have with like the meat and olives. They have lots of fun things. Go on a little treasure hunt. See if you can get in some good protein sources at this party. Make it fun. Make it fun. Carbs. Shoot for 1 to 2 scoops of carbs. See if you can have whole food carbs, meaning potatoes, rice, minimally processed bread, right? Like, can you get your body some really solid nutrition at this party that feels good with the digestive system? You can have some fruit, right? But you're still getting to eat and enjoy yourself, but you're doing right by your body, which is first and foremost. And then my favorite, vegetables. Can you find 2 to 3 fifths of vegetables throughout your party? Again, you're going to be able to eat. You're going to be able to give your body some awesome nutrition. You're going to feel good when you leave the party. You're not going to feel like crap, especially if you're drinking, because those vegetables are going to slow down the absorption of your alcohol, and it's going to help you stay away from eating too much of this stuff that you don't really want, but in the moment seems like a good idea, especially if you've been drinking. And number 10, avoid the guilt. If you eat your vegetables, if you're mindful, and if you check in, you're going to have successful parties. You are going to have a successful party season. But like I tell my clients, you don't have to feel bad about your food choices. You didn't run over somebody's cat. You're not a bad human if you ate too many brownies, right? Maybe it wasn't our goal, but it's a learning opportunity, and next time we'll take what happened and we'll figure out how do we set ourselves up for success. So avoid the guilt. Eat your vegetables. Be mindful of what you're doing. Put it on a plate. Check in with how you're feeling. Get your protein in, and you are going to have a successful party season. All right. Hit us up if you have any questions. Thanks for watching.